Well, so far, the House State Affairs Committee has been the only one with an agenda that we've looked at. A couple more coming up tomorrow and through next week, obviously. But yesterday, they got some attention by agreeing to print two pieces of legislation. A resolution to commend the Boise State women's volleyball team for forfeiting their conference and tournament games against San Jose State University. And another resolution brought forth by Representative Heather Scott.
So the purpose of this resolution is just to reaffirm our state authority to regulate marriage. That should be a job of the states, not of our courts.
Representative Scott's resolution called on the Supreme Court, the current Supreme Court, to revisit the 2015 ruling on Obergefell versus Hodges, which guaranteed the fundamental right of marriage to same-sex couples, which obviously goes against Idaho's current marriage law, defining it only between a man and a woman. Now, this was just a print hearing to decide if they want to move forward with it, put it on record, open it up for debate. And when that motion came up to vote to print that bill, many took notice of what they didn't hear.
Is there discussion on that motion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The motion is carried. It will be done.
Didn't hear any opposition to printing that bill, did you? Not even from the two Democrats seated on the House State Affairs Committee. And many on social media expressed their concern with that, believing they should have at least expressed their opposition to this bill, even this early in the process. Well, today, Democratic committee member Todd Achilles took a moment to explain why he and Representative Brooke Green didn't put up a nay vote.
You know, we make a decision to move bills forward in these print hearings out of respect for the legislative process. I think we both believe we should have been more clear yesterday that our vote is not one of support for a bill, but just a commitment to the democratic process.
So it's just part of the process. Representative Achilles explained it as good government, with the understanding the majority party will show the same respect when a member of the minority party, the Democrats, introduce a bill. One that just happens to come to mind might be any bill that will try to add the words sexual orientation and gender identity to the Idaho Human Rights Act, something that has been tried for 2 decades at the State House. And in those 20 years, an add the words bill has been printed twice, and there has been exactly one public hearing on it. All the other attempts have been personal bills, which historically have never really even gotten a hearing. Well, if Scott's resolution passes to go to the Supreme Court, it would do nothing to change Idaho law. Again, it already says it's between a man and a woman. It would just basically send a letter to the U.S. Supreme Court requesting them to return marriage rights to the states.